Hello and welcome to podcast number 10.
It's number 10, it's actually a milestone.
Yay.
Now we can never mention them again.
Until number 20.
Or number 15.
Or number 11.
Or number 12.
Number 11.
Because it's two ones.
Yeah. Can I just apologise for me singing? it should never be done. Especially, I should never ever attempt to rap.
Yeah, you sound utterly pathetic.
And I ruined the fine art of rapping.
You ruined the fine art of Pink Car Baby.
Oh, welcome to... he's going.
I'm in a pink car, baby, and I'm spinning around. I'm in a pink car, baby,
Spinning around. I'm in a pink car. I'm spinning around. I don't want to go too fast. I might hit the ground. You don't want to hit the ground when you're spinning around. You look like a clown. You're sad and you're frown. Spitting lyrics off the top of my head.
like I'm using a toaster to make some bread.
Spitting lyrics out the top.
That's what they say, man. On the street.
Spit it out, you gob, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode number 10. We're just really excited. Really excited to have got to 10.
Yeah.
We're excited. I am Murray Curry and I'm joined by my good old chums.
You usually go first.
Yeah, well, this time I don't want to go first, Aaron.
Alright.
Because it's number 10.
Yeah.
Doing something a bit
different.
crazy, mixing up the order of things.
Just introduce yourselves.
The Gagger Man.
And I'm Phil Pope. I am FlattheYounger and awesome.
FlattheYounger. FlattheYounger, Murray Curry, the Gaga Man. Let's play a track. Oh, are we recording?
Yes.
Sitting there yawning away. How long did that go on for?
I don't know.
Oh crap! We are back. Phil's eating crisps really loudly. That was Greeno Valley from the wonderful. Stop! Now he's doing it on purpose.
I wonder how loud I can get it. Hang on. It's a fine art to making loud noises with crisps. Just to clarify, he's not gone right up to the microphone to do that. What he has done is just nuzzled
Half of them have gone on the floor.
He sort of nuzzled them like a horse's feet. That was Gerudo Valley from Zelda.
What, the crisps? What, he actually did the song with the crisps?
They're a new version of McCoy's. McCoy's Gerudo Valley. I can see that working.
The Quavers cover.
Quavers.
Yeah.
It's from Ocarina of Time. Fantastic track. Right, now going around, I believe you have got us covered for the news this week. I've only really got a couple of little bits.
Well, I'll go for a piss then. I won't really, I'm still here.
You can hear the rustling.
Well, we've still got rustling packets.
What's the news you've got then?
All I've got is not much. Early 2014, we can look forward to a HD version of, or should I say, a HD version on consoles for Assassin's Creed Liberation, which is
okay.
I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan. I was really annoyed that I missed out on that game because I don't own a Vita. Not because I don't want a Vita, but because I don't have any money. So I'm really chuffed. They've actually added content to it and HD'd it up, and it's looking like a cracker.
Oh, so that's another game that was only on handhelds. That's happening a lot at the moment, isn't it? Like handheld games getting like HD re-releases.
That's
Maybe
right.
they're not selling well
I'm
enough.
really
I don't know.
chuffed
It's
about
really
that.
weird because I mean, we had Resident Evil Revelations.
Yep.
That's 3DS originally. Then we had I know that Castlevania Lords of Shadows
Which
on
is
the 3DS.
once again, I haven't got a
HD
3DS because I can't afford it, so I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be on Halloween Day.
Yeah.
That is, so I'm chuffed
time.
for that. Can't wait. I'm going to grab that one.
Yeah, it seems to be a bit
just
of a
a
pattern
happy
at the moment.
coincidence.
What's that?
The whole Halloween thing.
No, they obviously done it on purpose.
No, it was a coincidence.
They always do Castlevania stuff.
They found out afterwards and went,
Oh, I got video.
all the people
We
at
didn't
Konami
know of
were like-
Halloween until we looked it up.
all the people at Konami were like, oh yes, and then they announced the whole Castlevania coming out on Halloween thing.
Right.
Okay.
They always do seem to release games near Halloween for Castlevania, because I mean, do you remember on the PS2 game Lament of Innocence, the bonus character was Pumpkin, who was just basically a Halloween character.
Did
Did you ever see that? He was a weird little pumpkin head.
Okay.
He has like a little bag.
Huh.
And he's got like sweets for arms and stuff. And basically, the whole point of his story is he come to the castle for trick or treat. Like when you finish the game as him,
Actually
you get
has a
this picture.
story for him, isn't it?
Yeah. When you finish the game, when he comes up with the Finn screen, it has like that game's version of Dracula giving him like filling his bag full of sweets, and he's got his little smirk on his face. Really odd. I think that's about it for news. I did have something, but it's gone.
Well, at this rate, we're already going to know everything about Grand Theft Auto 5 because there was another leak.
Yeah.
The map got leaked.
Oh
didn't it?
yes, I did hear that.
Yeah.
It sounds to be leakier than a BP oil pipe. Remember that a couple of years ago? Carry on.
I don't, but that sounds topical.
The BP oil spill?
Yeah.
I think I do remember that. Yes.
Just watch
it was
and
pretty
they always
big
repeat like
news.
mock the week with things like Dara Green going, oh, do you remember the BP oil leak?
Yeah,
Mouse.
everyone does that. Every time Dara Green
They're like Mickey Mouse.
I'm Irish. I don't know.
Anyway,
Yeah, he does. He makes a joke and he goes, But I suppose that's him pausing for laughter, but most of the time people don't laugh because he's not very funny. So it's like,
oh, that's quite harsh. Out of all the comedians, he's not so bad because he's quite a gamer.
yeah, but he's a shit gamer.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You remember on Charlie
Yeah,
Brooker?
yeah.
He was like, "Oh, I tried to get quite far in what was it? Gears of War, but I couldn't get past the What are they called? The Berserk. I don't play Gears of War because I have a life. But
You just reminded me of. Do you remember this when you were living with me?
he sucks at Gears of War. What?
Yeah, I had that Irish guy who was on my friends list. He was all right. I think he was called Free Dog.
Oh
And,
yeah.
Do you remember?
He was cool.
I told him how many times I tell him I don't play Gears of War, and he would send me messages going, "Oh, do you want to play the Gears of War 3 there?"
Yeah,
No.
he actually sent you like the voice.
About
thing.
5 in total.
They were hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, do you want to have a go on the old co-op on the Gears of War 3?
No.
No.
Morty Cody there. Do you want to play some Gears of War? No, not really. Oh, that's a shame. I'm going to be playing Gears of War. Do you want to play? No, I don't really play. Oh, well.
I'll be back next week.
I'll send you another message tomorrow.
Let's crack on with the news.
More racist accents here at Lucky Hit.
That's alright, you can go off and make a podcast and take the piss out of our Essex accents if you want.
Oh, yeah, please
Go
do.
for it.
Yeah, mate.
It's not really a feather in the cap for us, is it?
No, not really.
It's more like a feather in the crap. Now I'm just picturing someone poking
Seagull.
feathers into crap.
Seagull feather.
Yeah. The
Right.
news.
So yeah, that GTA 5 map, there was loads of like comparison pictures of like previous games, and it's basically where all the previous games just had the city. This is basically the same size city, but then it's got a whole island that's like 6 times bigger around it.
That's
basically.
Well, yeah,
And,
they pretty much had to do that because when they did San Andreas, that's what they did with there. You had the free states, free cities, and you had loads of just country, and that's what I loved about that game. The scope of that game was. San Andreas was just huge. Like, I remember the first thing I did on that game was I got in a pickup truck. I was a bit disappointed because I tried to put a bike, a BMX, in the back of the pickup truck.
Okay.
But PS2 physics being as they were, the second I drove off, it made a big racket and the bike just flew out. But it would have been cool though, wouldn't it? So you can see I had the
that's
ideas
probably the kind of
behind
thing you might be able to do in this one though.
Probably.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I bet you still can't.
Yeah.
I bet you
They
still haven't
deliberately
reached
didn't
that
program
point
it
yet.
in.
Well, funny enough, one of the things I love doing on GTA 4 is standing on top of someone's car, shooting the car once on the bonnet, and the guy drives off, and you just fly ragdoll off, and the car goes. You can't quite stick to cars.
I'm going to kind of miss it when like games get to the point where they're so realistic that stuff like that doesn't happen, because that's what makes video games. Video
Exactly,
games for me just silly.
Just like
weird.
Jet Set Radio, where you got stuck on the car. Yeah, and he just drove you out of the level.
Well, the exit level,
Yeah,
not
you get
really.
glued
Oh,
to the
never
level.
mind, I'll start again.
I have actually got run over by cars in that, and then they've dragged me out of the level, like on their bonnet.
Just peeled you off at the end. So unfortunately, people just won't stop leaking. I mean, for Christ's sake, people
It's
just
out in a
stop
week,
it.
isn't it? It's out
16th. Sorry,
16th.
17th.
17th. Okay, so that's next week. So.
Yes, next Tuesday.
Yeah.
So just wait.
We know it's a big
Christ
game and everything,
blimey.
but blimey.
Blimey,
Do you want to
blimey.
leak? Do you want to leak the old GTA 5?
GTA 2. Potato and leek, because we eat a lot of that because we're Irish.
I understand you got a lot of Sony news for us. Is that right?
Yeah, when you were talking about that Vita game being ported to HD systems, but there's actually going to be, well, what it is Tokyo Game Show started this week, and you're probably thinking I've got some kind of Sony bias here because I have a PlayStation 3 and all this rubbish. But Microsoft have barely anything to show there because they've pretty much given up. They've pretty much given up on Japan. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I think Japan gave up on them a long time ago. But I think the main thing with Microsoft is they're spending an awful lot of their time covering up after their fuck ups, so they haven't really been focusing.
Yeah, I mean, all the games they've shown at
Sony
TGS are
the
just
show.
basically things that we already knew about, all games that have come out at launch and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
No, like, new Japanese exclusives or anything. Whereas Sony had a conference there and they basically showed off a load of new stuff.
Awesome.
And, for me, one of the most exciting things they showed was actually they're going to be making a miniature Vita console. It was a real surprise. It was like it's called Vita TV, and it's literally a teeny weeny little box with a HDMI and all that in the back,
Nice.
and you can put all the little like Vita cards into the front of it.
So would it take
plugs
like
up to
a
your
PS3 or controller or something?
Yeah, apparently it will be compatible with DualShock 3, and then they're going to patch it so it can be compatible with DualShock 3.
Okay.
Because obviously all the games that use touchscreen are not actually going to work. Well, I think apparently what they're doing is they're going to have like touchscreen emulation where you use the right stick or something. It's a bit weird.
Ooh, that's
going to be a bit funny.
Yeah.
But the PS4 controller does have a little touchscreen on it itself,
right,
so once they get that in... so yeah, it's basically a little miniature Vita console, so you can just like stream Netflix and do all your like HD video, whatchamacallits with. And the best thing about it was the price. They reckon in Japan it's going to be the equivalent of about $100, which is about half the price of like a Vita. It's ridiculous how cheap this thing's going to be. And what else was there?
I'm up for that personally.
So you'll be able to play Vita games on it, and you can also obviously download whatever PSP, PS1 games are on the PlayStation Store
You
and all
can
that kind
finally
of
play
stuff.
all those games that you wish didn't come out on the Vita.
No, I really like the idea of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't really play handhelds that much. Even when I've got them, I don't really have the motivation
My DS has a
to.
thick layer of dust on it.
I don't
I
really
have to say.
Yeah, I don't really like go out of my way to play like handheld games. Like when I'm out and about, I don't really feel like playing games.
Yeah.
And with a lot of handhelds, it's like the screens are too small for me. It's just like having a squint at them, like the original 3DS.
Yeah.
That's why I want to get a 3DS XL when I get one, because it's got a lovely big screen on it. But when I played like my girlfriend's 3DS, it's just like really like. And being able to play Vita games, which to be honest look almost as good as PS3 games a lot of the time on a TV, sounds a really good idea.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
Funny enough, you know, when we never mentioned it on here because it happened like straight after one of our podcasts, but you know, Nintendo announced a 2DS.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like this slab with like the two screens on it.
Yeah.
There's an obvious
before.
reason why they've done it. It's because like kids are always breaking the hinges. Yeah, I've known loads of kids that have always ended up breaking them. You know, the DSs are prone to it. Like, as
You'd
far
have
back
to
as,
commit
like,
infanticide at that point, wouldn't you?
So yeah, I can understand why they've done that, and obviously they've taken the 3D out of it because apparently kids under 7 can't even use it. I mean, they actually put ratings on the game saying 7 only, 3D only for 7+. So this is obviously it's because their eyes,
Right,
they're not developed enough. Yeah, so it's obviously the 2DS is obviously aimed at that market, and with a new Pokemon coming out very soon, actually.
Another new Pokemon game?
Yeah, Pokemon X and Y. They've run out of colours now.
Yeah. I don't
They're going
feel
to
like
start
they
going through
used
letters
enough.
A and B and C and D and E and F.
Well, they did go on to minerals as well. They had
Pokemon E.
gold and silver. They'll
Yeah.
have like eventually they'll have like the like the letters of the periodic table. So it's like Pokemon Potassium. K.
Oh, that's a good one, actually.
I was thinking
Pokemon Potassium is quite a good name.
That's good.
So yeah, there's.
I'm just picturing.
I'm trying to remember where I was even going with this now. Oh yeah, because when the 2DS, a parody website was launched that looks exactly like it's part of the Nintendo website for a 1DS. And it was basically a one-screen DS, and what you could do is plug it into your TV and have the second screen be on your TV.
See, now that actually sounds awesome.
That actually sounds kind of good, but like obviously if you were playing it on its own, you'd have it said on there there's a slider for flicking between the screens. It's like, that's impossible. How's that even going to work? Because most of the games require using the touch screen and watching the screen at the top.
Right.
So obviously it would never work.
That would weird.
And then they also had this thing on this fake thing where you could like plug your iPhone or your Android to make that the top screen. That straight away gives away that it's not Nintendo, because I don't think they want to be associated with anything to do. They don't want to. Yeah,
Nintendo are the money makers. They don't need to collaborate with anyone.
No, exactly. At E3 there was all this stuff about like smart glass and having your iPhone to like do all random gimmicky stuff in games and stuff. And obviously Nintendo, their response to iPads are basically the Wii U pad. Now I guess the 2DS kind of counts. I don't know. But
if not now, maybe in a future podcast. But could we maybe discuss the whole thought process behind calling it Xbox One? Because like when people were talking about it at first, to me I was thinking, why are they talking about the old Xbox? Like the original Xbox.
Xbox One. Yeah, the original Xbox is just called just Xbox. It's
just Xbox.
One or something. I don't know.
It just sounds like that pretentious thing, doesn't it? Like this
I thought that as soon as
the
they.
one, man. Like, you know,
It's
just
the one console you
right,
need.
just you don't need anything else, just one.
I don't agree with that whole PC Master Race thing, obviously, but I do think that in terms of the future, that PCs will be able to sort of overtake in terms of.
Well, if ever the whole Steambox thing comes along, like a dedicated gaming little PC thing,
when
just
is that actually going to happen?
Yeah, I'm kind of actually looking forward to seeing that happen. But yeah, this Vita TV thing, it's almost like they've beaten Apple to the punch with what they were planning to do. There was all these rumours about Apple were going to make like a little console that can play all the iPod games on the TV and all that kind of stuff. And now Sony's just like jumped in and done it first, basically. So it's really interesting that they've gone ahead with this. They also announced like a new slimmer Vita that's cheaper and has better battery or something as well. This Vita TV thing is going to come out in Japan in November, I believe, and they haven't announced when it's coming out elsewhere yet, but it is apparently going to be here soon. It's probably like they announced they're not getting the PS4 until February. Yeah, we're getting ours in November, but they're not getting it till February. But they actually have quite a few interesting launch titles.
They'll probably wait for their Christmas release, so they can squeeze the teats of all the mothers, get them for the kids.
So they announced quite a few like new games there, mainly for like PS4 and the Vita. One of them was it was already announced a little while back, but there's a new Yakuza game coming out. And it's going to be set in like an older period, and it's going to be in Japan.
They did one of those
before. It's like a
Kensen.
Kensen, I think it was called. Yakuza Kensan or whatever it was called.
That looks fantastic.
Yeah, that does look really good. This one's going to be a launch title in Japan for the PS4, and it's going to be on PS3 as well. This is becoming a really common trend actually. It's happening with the Xbox One and it's happening with the PS4. Everything's coming out on next and current gen, which is really handy for us who can't afford a next gen yet.
Well, they did it when the Xbox first started coming out.
Yeah,
I remember Sonic Unleashed was also on the PS2. And it actually wasn't.
I think they were completely different games though in that case, but
it was like a different game, but it was still playable, except for the last boss.
So another game that was announced for both PS3 and PS4 was the new Guilty Gear, which I think I mentioned there was a trailer for it when they were just announcing the arcade version. It looks absolutely incredible. That's what I want to see. That for me is next gen. That's what I wanted to see. Like they've absolutely nailed like getting anime graphics down. I mean, that first trailer when they just showed it from the 2D perspective, it literally looked 2D until the camera rotated. I was like, whoa! I'm sure I'm just repeating myself from a previous podcast, but they've announced it now for PS3 and PS4. So I assume the PS3 version won't look quite as nice, but still, it's nice that they're putting it on both, just as a thing. And there was also a new Suda 51 game announced for the PS4. It's called Lily Bergamo or something. It's got a really strange name. It was like in an anime style. Again, it was like all cell shaded. So I'm starting to notice sort of more different art styles coming into next gen. That's what I really like. I was really afraid next gen was just going to be it's more realism.
More grey.
But there seems to be a lot of like really. I mean, like there was that game called Rime, wasn't there? Like paint effects. That looks absolutely stunning.
That looked incredible. That was literally. I've heard this being described in games before, but that actually means it was a painting in motion as well.
Yeah,
like,
in a way. It's getting there. They're really starting to crack it.
But I'm glad to hear there's a new Suda 51 because, as you know,
they seem to be putting a game out every year, haven't they? Now, I mean, Killer is Dead just came out. What was it, Lollipop Chainsaw last year?
Black Knight Sword was very late last year as well. Yeah. Well, you know, it's no secret that I'm a huge Suda 51 fan. I love pretty much everything he's done. Tell a lie, I wasn't a huge fan of Shadows of the Damned. I didn't hate it, but I didn't think it was brilliant.
I think that's generally what most people were like with that one. That was like EA tampering in a way, maybe.
I think it was. That game was. I don't know. It was just like people whinge about Lollipop Chainsaw being a bit, over.
A bit try hard or something.
Well. Shadows of the Damned was much worse. There was full-blown nudity, just silly penis jokes all the time. Honestly, it got silly after a while.
But to be fair, if people were complaining about Lollipop Chainsaw Like Killua Dead is just proved that Suda51 just wants to make every doesn't really care what gender they are because there's like a whole like gigolo mode in that. So,
Is there?
Yeah, and then, that there has actually been people complaining about. It's like sod it, if he can do a game about like crazy, it's like if he can do like silly stuff with like female characters, why not do silly sexual stuff with blokes as well? It's not fair otherwise.
It's not like there's a maninist movement.
You'll be surprised.
I need
actually.
maninism.
You'd be surprised. Oh, you'd be surprised. People trying to desperately find something in video games that somehow sexist to blokes.
It is ridiculous.
It's getting silly now.
Just like Duke Nukem and Serious Sam. It's like, look, they're really douchey. They're out to be douchebags.
No way, that stuff. To be honest, there should be allowed to just be games with like daft characters.
Of course.
That's what makes games interesting. Just having like weird, wacky characters. You shouldn't have to keep worrying about how that. Not every character in a video game has to portray everyone on Earth and represent every person or something.
Yeah. Well, basically, one of the things I heard recently said was gamers nowadays are becoming more socially aware. It's, for the most case, that's probably true, but in a lot of the other cases, you seem to be confusing socially aware with try-hard nice guy. The kind of person who feels like he has to speak for womankind, is probably a bigger misogynist than the rest of them. White knight. Let me defend your honour, but then call you a slut because you won't repay me with sexual gratitude.
Exactly.
But I digress.
So that's most of the interesting stuff from Tokyo Game Show, to be honest. I don't think Nintendo's even there, to be honest.
I mean,
Sony obviously announced quite a few things there. There was also some Ubisoft announcements this week. They announced quite a few new things. Rayman Legends and Origins, they used an engine that they created called the Ubiart engine, which is just like a 2D engine that lets them just throw any artwork into it and make the artwork work like work as a game. They've only currently used it for Rayman Origins and Legends, and I think there was like an iPhone. Rayman Jungle Run, which is like an iPhone version. Now they're actually starting to use the engine for more new IPs. I'm really surprised to see we're going into next gen and Ubisoft is actually the one that's coming up with the most new IPs. It's really kind of surprising, actually. A little bit, anyway, because I mean, at the start of the current gen, it was like Assassin's Creed was revealed, wasn't it? And now we're getting like Watch Dogs and. But they announced 2 new games for the Ubiart engine, which both look absolutely incredible. One of them's called Child of Light, and it's actually like a Japanese-style RPG. So that's really interesting. Okay. They're actually having a crack at it. They got the director of Far Cry 3 doing it, of all things. But it absolutely looks amazing. It's all done in watercolour. And it's called Child of Light. I don't know if I've already mentioned it, but it looks absolutely. It's nice to see them using that engine for something other than a platformer as well. So we've got that one, and then there's another game they're doing called Valiant Hearts, which is set in World War One, and you play as 5 different characters from throughout World War One that intertwine. It's going to be like an adventure game, not quite point and click, but sort of platform adventure game. That looked really good as well.
It's a strange setting, isn't it? World War One, considering. A lot of it was very close quarters, not much advancement. It's a bit of a strange one.
And one of the mechanics in this game is you've actually got a helper dog, so it's almost like Call of Duty goes against everyone's doing games with dogs at the moment. So basically everyone's doing. Now would be a good time to make a sequel to Dog's Life. Imagine the poop physics. You can actually poo more than once without the other poo fading away.
I was talking to a friend just the other day, and I mentioned it's funny how sort of different game designers come up with the same kind of quirk every year.
Yeah, it's so last year, by pure coincidence.
Yeah, it's like last year it was the bow. We had two made.
So many games with bow mechanics.
You're
right.
This year it seems to be a little bit of dogs.
It seems to be dogs.
It's mainly swimming. Have you noticed that? GTA 5 introduced, you can go underworld, it's a whole new underwater thing.
Yeah.
And so was Black Flag.
Oh, okay.
They both push this.
Yeah, it's funny how they all come up with the same.
I do really like the look of the one from Black Flag, though. I haven't really seen the GTA 5 one. But
it's pretty much the same sort of thing. In GTA 5, you just got the scuba gear. But in Black Flag, I really like that's quite interesting because they use that really cool diver's belt, which I knew about before. It's it's have you seen it? It's like basically, you know, if you get like a big container, an empty container, and you hold it completely steady and you put it in the water, and the water doesn't enter it. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Like you can do it with a lid of a shampoo bottle. You can just dunk it in. As long as you don't lean it to either side, water won't get in, and you can sit in it. And that was a real thing they used to use. They used to use a huge weighted one.
Yeah, they did.
And a diver would sit in there, get his air, go down.
So they're doing that in Assassin's Creed 4?
Yeah, you can buy a diver's belt for your boat.
That's awesome.
That sounds really cool.
And there's little barrel versions underwater as well. They're like one-time use ones, so they're pretty cool.
Wow. Oh, that's neat. Yeah, so with this Ubiart engine, they've announced those 2 games, and apparently they've got more on the way as well. Funnily enough, when they announced Origins back in 2010, beginning of 2010, they did a trailer for the Ubiart engine because they were saying that it's actually going to be put out, like, licensed. Funnily enough, if you look back at that trailer, clips of Valiant Heart are actually in there.
Bloody
so
hell.
It's like they've been working on it all that time.
Wow.
So, apparently they are looking into actually licensing the engine out to other companies. So at the moment, they're just trying to make sure they've got a few games down so they know how to go about it, get the engine, so they can document it properly. But can you imagine if, like, Sega picked it up and did, like, a new, like, I don't know, obvious choice would be Sonic, but like a new Rice Star in that engine or something, that'd be absolutely incredible.
That would be good, yeah.
Oh, sorry, Wrist Star. I keep being told it's Wrist Star because of his wrists.
Also, right?
Why?
Yeah, I've been corrected by a friend of mine. He's like, "Oh no, it's Wrist Star."
No, it's
are you sure? It's R.I. Rye.
Yeah, if it was Ristar, it'd be W.R.I.
I guess.
Also, like, why haven't Sega decided in all these years to bring the Alex Kidd back? I don't understand.
Yeah, we want more Alex Kidd.
They sort of plonked him in as a cameo in a couple of games, but what's wrong with making a new, like, I'd love to see
I think it's honestly
HD
because he
Miracle
was
World.
never that massively popular to
I
start
think it's about
with.
time I think now, this day and age, I think he could really do a good run. You know
He's
what I mean?
probably more like Alex, the guy who lives in his mum's basement by now, though.
Well, there was in the Dreamcast game Sega Gaga. There was actually a part in the story of that where you actually meet Alex Kidd and he works in a shop.
Yeah.
And then he tells you about how Sonic dethroned him, and now he's just working in this crazy little game shop. Yeah, I can't wait. Apparently, the translation project for Sega Gaga's back on work again, so hopefully we might finally be able to actually play it properly.
Did you hear about the unofficial fan translation type thing of Seiken no Densetsu 3, which was Secret of Mana?
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing.
Really?
The fan translation, it's a bit spotty at times, like you are going over there and stuff. But as a game, it's
I know about
I wish we had that over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was with the Sega Gaga project. That game, even apparently they said even to Japanese gamers, some of the jokes in that are really niche. You got stuff that's so cryptic.
Yeah.
But they finally figured out how to sort out like the spacing of the letters or something. So now they're getting cracked on. There was like a sort of like semi-translated guide on GameFAQs that I was using. It only went up to like chapter 2 or something, so I only got to play it up to about chapter 2, and after that I just had to download a complete file so I could play the like Thunderful style shooter at the end. Because when you beat the game, you unlock like a little Thunderful's game, and the boss, you've seen it, haven't you? The boss is amazing. It's just every Sega console attacking you with sprites from the game. So like you start with like the Master System, it spits out like Fantasy Zone bosses, and then it transforms into a Mega Drive and it throws out like all the bosses from Golden Axe and Space Harrier 2. Then it flies to Saturn, turns into a Saturn, and then I think no, it doesn't actually turn into a Dreamcast after that. It's just it starts as their very first system, the SG-1000, then the Master System, then the Mega Drive, and then the Saturn. Amazing. So yeah, I really hope that gets translated. One last tiny bit of news that I just saw this morning. It's only a tiny bit because we don't know anything about it other than that it exists.
Okay.
It was announced in Famitsu magazine that Sega are going to make a Puyo Puyo Tetris game. So basically they're making a crossover of Puyo Puyo and Tetris. So it's like the puzzle game. So it's the puzzle game equivalent of Mario and Sonic.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
I'm excited. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm excited. I don't know how it's going to work, but
sounds very interesting.
I wonder if it's going to be like the Puyo Puyo blobs, but they're the shapes of the Tetris blocks, but combines like, I don't know, the mechanics of both. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
that'd be
Put the L block down, and then obviously the bit at the end.
So you can
just
clear a
drop
line,
down.
but then you can also join the lines. I don't know. That's really interesting. I can't wait to.
I'm thinking,
but they announced it for like all the PlayStation and Nintendo systems. I think it's even for Wii U and PlayStation 3. So
I'm thinking maybe they'll do like a Switch thing. You know, like you had the Rock Band on the PSP where you had to switch. It might be like that. So it's like you do a bit of Tetris and then you switch to Puyo Puyo.
Oh, that'd be
really cool.
I really can't wait to see what this is going to be. I mean, they haven't released any Puyo Puyo games over here since Puyo Puyo Fever on the well, it was on like every console or something. Yeah, they released it on everything.
GBA.
Yeah.
I had it on PS2.
So yeah, they haven't released any over here since, and it's a real shame because it's one of their biggest franchises in Japan. They still put one out like every year. I think the last one was like Puyo Puyo 7 or something. It was like they just stopped trying to name them and just we'll just number them now. Oh no, wait, it was Puyo Puyo 8, wasn't there? I think. I'm confused now. They keep putting out new. I think the most recent one they put out was actually like this strange free-to-play arcade game that was like an RPG or something. It was like Puyo Puyo Quest or something. It was really weird. Apparently not many people liked it, but yeah. I hope we get this one just because, you know, Puyo Puyo and Tetris. That sounds amazing.
I hope so. That sounds amazing.
I mean, if we don't get it, I mean, if you, oh yeah, just Puyo Puyo Tetris columns.
Yes, please.
Dog. There's your dog mechanics.
And on that note, I think we should wrap up the news. Wrap up the news and play a track.
Yeah, shall we play my track since we've been talking about the Ubiart engine? I've got a Rayman Origins track for you. So here we go. Right, that was from, well, as I already mentioned, that was from Rayman Origins, and that was from the I've done it already, obviously. The Sea of Serendipity, the Lum's Dream, is really oddly beautiful track from that game. I mean, it's like a different version of the normal version that's in there. But
right.
I don't know. It's when you're in like the underwater levels. It's like one of the dark levels.
Yeah, it seems like an underwater-y kind of.
Yeah,
it definitely is. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I love
actually,
games that do underwater levels that have that kind of
atmosphere,
kind of like foreboding yet pleasantly melodic. Like Donkey Kong Country's got one.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. I was gonna say if you like the swimming levels in Donkey Kong Country, you would definitely like the ones in Rayman. Like both the Raymans in Legends, they sort of put a spin on it by making it like sort of James Bond themed, where you got like all these like detectors that you have to avoid to not set them off and shoot you. And they've even got like some of the enemies dressed up as like Splinter Cell things at one point as well.
Oh yeah, Ubisoft, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
But then at the same time, Sonic's got Labyrinth Zone, so that's a really good song.
Yeah, that's not so much foreboding. That's just hey.
You're going to drown.
Yeah, even though the level is tormenting you, it's still going ooh da da ba ba da. Hey, remember, look, he's fucking dead.
You're gonna hate the boss. Here's a complete toss.
Okay. What have we all been playing lately? Go on.
Should we start with me?
Yeah, go on, Phil.
I'm all giddy about my one.
Okay.
I recently got a new computer because I punched the other one to death.
Did a god hand.
yeah, I did mention it. Yeah. Well, I just got another one yesterday, which is nice, and I'm finally able to play Stalker again. Shadow of Chernobyl. I've got the other two, but I never really gave them a fair go, which I suppose I might now. I've got the specs for it, but yeah, no, Shadow of Chernobyl for me, I can bang on about it forever, like I do Morrowind. It's like it's one of those games for me.
I can join you on that because I played a fair amount of that myself and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah. It's one of those games like Bully as well, Canis Canem, where you can just you finish playing it and you go, start again.
I want to play it again.
There's a few
Fantastic
games like that for me, like Ocarina of Time. Funny enough, I finished that and I go, it's just reset.
Wind Waker for me because it actually it encourages that. It has the new game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Used to be Shenmue for me as well.
Yeah.
Probably still is.
But yeah, I mean, Stalker is just. It's one of those games that just has that kind of atmosphere that no other game can match. It's like it's probably the only game I can think of where I genuinely do not like to play it on my own in the dark.
Okay.
It really is like
That's creepy.
Yeah, there are
so
some very
creepy.
creepy stages in that game.
I
Like
think an
underground
element-
labs.
Yeah, oh god, the labs. Oh, I hate the labs. But I mean, like, an element of that is the fact that it's like it's based on a real place, like Chernobyl.
Yeah.
And like, you know, no one's been there.
Adds
It's
to
all
it.
mysterious and stuff.
Yeah.
So part of that makes you think this could be real. This could be documentary footage.
No, I'm controlling somehow.
It's like
yeah.
Report from Michelin.
But no, it's just yeah, it's gonna be one of my top 5 games, I think, Stalker. Which is surprising because it's another one on PC, and I've always been
A console gamer.
a console gamer, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm
Was
one
it
of
on
these people who's
consoles, or was
capable
it-
of.
Well, that's the good news.
Not being
Possibly good
biased.
news about that is Bethesda now own Stalker,
Okay.
and we
Yeah,
could
I
well be
forgot
seeing
about
the
that.
next Stalker.
Probably
with
won
level
everything.
ups.
Yeah, you could end
Yeah.
up seeing it on the Gamebryo engine.
Okay.
Another thing, quick, I was replaying is I picked up Borderlands 1 again for no real reason. I suppose just for me to compare
Just
it
to-
to the second game.
Spin about in pink car.
Of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, because I've been playing a lot of the second game because I've been playing multiplayer and I've actually got to level 62 now. We got the last upgrade pack, so we're going to get to 72.
Well, I haven't got it yet.
It's mental. It's actually really good. I suppose I should talk about that too.
Yeah.
It's not just like the other one where they've just got 11 more levels.
Yeah, that's what annoyed me about
They've made this amazing thing. Like there's this technology in the game called Digistruct, which is what your pink cars are made of. They've used that to simulate enemies. So you have to fight Digistruct enemies, and
They're the overpowered ones.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're ridiculous. But it's just like you know, skags and marauders and psychos and stuff as normal. But there's a couple of unique ones, like a couple of these crazy robots that come out. They're weird. They're like the loader robots from the game, but they're on like robotic spider legs, and they're really hard to beat. You got to like hit them with what's called slag damage, and finish them off.
Slag dab it.
Slag dab it. Yeah, so that's really good. But yeah, I picked up Borderlands 1 again, and I suppose just to compare the numbers, because I remember it was lower numbers, but oh my god. Just like in Borderlands 2, by the end of the game, you've got weapons that have over 200,000 damage. And like it's hard sometimes to compare the numbers. You're just like, okay, so there are 6 digits. Okay, so that's yeah, and you have to count all the numbers. But in the first game, one of my best weapons is like a shotgun that does 3,000 damage times like 10.
Times 10.
Well, yeah, because I've got what's called conference call in the second game, which is like the tits of a gun. It's so good. it's like one of the best
Tits
guns.
of a gun.
It's the tits version of a gun. I don't know. It's a really good gun, and that's 222,000 times 7 damage. So yeah, basically they times things by 100 in Borderlands 2, which I don't really like because, like me, Tom, you like games where the numbers stay low and
Yep.
It doesn't get bogged down in like.
Especially in my RPGs as well, like turn-based RPGs. I like low numbers. Don't ask me why, I just do.
That's why I like the early Final Fantasies. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know if they're probably still keeping that up, but it was like.
I don't know.
I think the
I know
modern
that
ones are
7
pretty ridiculous
yeah.
numbers. And
I know that
I
7
suppose
onwards the numbers get a bit silly. Yeah.
No, again, blowing 5's trumpet. It was like, you know, everything 9999 is the highest like damage and health you can have. No, I think
in the modern ones that's probably the minimum.
probably. No, but I think the maximum health you can have is health was 9999, but like attack was like 999, and you can't really get that realistically. So
No.
yeah.
I don't know.
So
Cheating.
I'm probably gonna play through Borderlands 1 again just for memories.
Yeah.
But it's less of a headache.
Memories.
The corners of my mind. Yeah, I don't know. But it is good to get back to like the lower numbers, and everything's less trying to be funny all the time. Like you know what I mean. Until you get the echo recording things, it's just Jack going, "Hey, you're a butthead" and stuff. It's like, fuck off.
That's
This
the
game's
problem,
rated
like,
18.
the thing about Borderlands, the first game does do it though. But
Yeah, it does, but
bad.
not quite as often.
But the humour is just so sad. It's just like, I love the game.
It's what
and
I
I
call.
like some of the writing. I like quite a bit of the writing in it, but it's
Yeah.
the desperate jokes. They just that's
Yeah,
what they come
exactly.
out, it's just
Desperate to be
desperate.
funny. It's
Yeah.
what I call the cake is a lie humour.
Yeah.
Just people trying to be funny all the time.
It's just quoting the internet, and
Yeah.
it's honestly some of. Like you said about.
Do you remember?
But still, you know.
Do you remember your the commando character in the second game? If you get a critical, sometimes he'll go, "Cool story, bro."
Yeah.
I just
He will
want to
say
kick
cool
the telly when he does that.
When he first said it, I actually died a little inside. I thought, you wank.
I died a lot on the outside.
Physically died in front of me. Yeah, but he says things like "cool story, bro." There was another one as well. There was another silly quote he says. I can't remember what it was. And they put the double rainbow quote in there as well. That was over the top. Yeah, it's just full of just try hard kind of just desperate humour, and it really drags the game down. Because apart from that, it's a really good game. Like when the writing,
You just
is
turn the
sort of
voices
genuine.
off, or
I wish you could.
when games get really obnoxious like that, I just try to turn the voices off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they actually try and write, it's pretty good, isn't it? Like when
Yeah.
they actually really work on like characters.
There's actually a couple of like twists in the second game
Yeah.
that really like sort of get you. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But
But then they go and
Yeah.
ruin it by saying, you're a. Oh, I also had
Butt
an arrow in
finger's
the
good,
knee. Do
though.
you remember that?
oh,
One of
really?
them people. Yeah, it's like a girl that you can talk to in town. She says, I used to be an adventure like you two. I was making a arrow to the knee. And I was just like, this game is ridiculous.
They seriously just put a Skyrim joke in it.
Yeah, put it in.
It's not even considered a Skyrim joke. I bet half the people on the internet don't even know what Skyrim is. They just
I
go,
don't
I'm
"Oh,
pretty sure
I
everyone
really-"
knows what Skyrim
No,
is.
it's just become an internet meme now.
Yeah.
Like song about arrow to the knee. Well, I don't
There
know
was
where
a
it's
bloody-
from, but
There's a bloody achievement for it in Tomb Raider. They put it in on purpose. It's one of your counters where you get out, like you sort of duck down and hit him in the back of an arrow, back of the knee with your arrow, and it sort of stuns them. It would, wouldn't it? Crack through the
Yeah.
knee.
I really preferred. There was.
It will stop you adventuring. Oh, I did one myself. Turned into Uncle Norm. Oh, you must be joking. Not another arrow in knee.
Knee. What was I going to say? You interrupted me with the hilarity. Oh god. Yeah, no. On the Elder Scrolls website, they had they advertised it on Facebook. It was like they did Valentine's cards.
Oh, I
One
saw
of them
some
was
of
like
those.
a lame Aaron-y type thing, Aaron in the heart or something.
There's a really good one of
But yeah,
Bellafor.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
shopkeeper. I was going to say that should be more a meme because that's much
Yeah.
funnier. But it's like,
It was
some would call you junk. Me, I call you treasure. that
I
should
love
be
that
better.
one.
Yeah.
I want to start just sending to my friends, just randomly, obviously people that play Skyrim, I just want to send them a little handprint that says "We know," just to shit them up.
Yeah, through the post.
Yeah.
Just write it in blood.
We know. We know.
I'd keep it. I'd be like, oh, that's cool, my friend that.
Okay, Gagaman, what have you been playing?
Not a lot really.
Brilliant.
I was playing more Rayman Legends around Stacey's at the weekend, and that's about it.
Oh, right. Eventful. I've
Had more Mars Matrix, I think, as well. Been playing that a lot. You were saying about was you were talking about like high score numbers. That game's like the absolute king for ridiculous high score numbers. I don't even think they're pronounceable. Like some of the numbers they go. I don't even think there is a word for how many zeros are on the end of it.
I mean, things like Disgaea and Makai Kingdom are bad for it, but they kind of that's the thing about the game, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Same with Mars
I
Matrix.
know numbers, yeah, I love this guy.
Yeah,
Makai Kingdom is
if it's actually
one
the main
like
mechanic of the game, just having ridiculous numbers.
I don't know if Makai Kingdom's top 5. It'll probably be number 6 in my sort of top 10 repertoire.
Yeah.
Repertoire. I've been playing. Basically, I've had like a bit of a week where I'm still wrapping up my flashback stuff. I've had a bit of a week where I can actually, for once, just lay back, just sit back and play whatever I want, which is nice. And do you know what I got? I downloaded. Actually, I didn't really say download it. I got a perfectly legal copy of Castle of Illusion on the Mega Drive.
Oh, okay.
And I can't believe I never played that game before. It's such a great platformer.
Yeah, it is. Seriously, I was playing it a couple of weeks ago, wasn't I? And
we mentioned it.
Yeah, you got to try it on hard mode.
Oh, I'm currently
on hard mode.
Getting a bit annoyed at the end of. Well, I say the end of normal mode. I've got to the just after that dragon boss.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm on
in the Sweet World, yeah. The clock.
Yeah, I'm in the castle.
Sort of part.
Yeah,
you're in the actual castle. Yeah, there's quite a few bits there where you have to be really careful. You jump, otherwise you drop down and have to do it all again. Yeah, it's one of those kind of levels.
Yeah, but I just mean like it's just full of really great little moments.
Yeah,
like, I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Love the boss theme and the bosses as well. I mean, they're all
yeah.
pretty good. I think I just love everything about it. It's just a really nicely put together game.
It was like one of the earliest platforms on the Mega Drive as well. It came out a year before Sonic 1, so it's really impressive for like when it came out. Yeah.
And because I enjoyed that, I went, I'm going to go and play my favourite Mickey game. I got Mickey Mania. I love that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And that is brutally difficult.
It's so hard. Yeah, I've never actually officially beaten that.
I'm currently on the Lonesome Ghosts stage.
I think that's usually about as far as I can.
I managed to beat it as a kid round down ends. Do you remember?
You beat it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Jesus. I remember I went, look, I did it. And she was like, you little cunt. I've been trying to do that for years. That's what Nan's like.
Oh, she actually played it as well.
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
she,
that's cool.
It was because of her I discovered Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah. I really want to get round there and get some of her games off her. Like, she's got boxed up.
Hopefully she'll die soon and we can get her.
Lovely. She's got Mickey Mania, she's got Wizard Liz.
Okay.
All boxed and in really like new condition.
She's got a really good selection of games.
Yeah, she's got SNES, hasn't she? With Donkey Kong Country.
That's right.
That's where I discovered that game and its awesome music.
Cool. All good stuff. So yeah, I've been playing Castle of Illusion, Mickey Mania, and a bit of Black Knight Sword as well.
Oh, okay, cool.
Trying to finish that on hard mode. My God,
I couldn't even beat one level on that arcade.
I haven't even started on arcade yet.
Oh, right.
Tell a lie, I did give it a go and got to the end of the second stage before I got bullied. But I'm going to be doing that as a challenge very, very soon. Hopefully, very soon.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind actually trying to do Castle of Illusion on hard mode as a challenge. Actually,
is it really, really hard then?
Well, it's harder because I mean, obviously, you only get so many. Well, in hard mode, you get no continues.
No continues.
So you got to play it through straight.
Oh.
Yeah, and they like triple the enemies and they take out almost all the apples. They replace pretty much all the apples with diamonds, so you can't actually throw much.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I managed to get as far as I think the second toy level That was about as far as I could get when I tried it on hard. So I went back to normal, and I actually ended up running out of continues on normal. I got right up to, I think it was the second from last boss. So
I got to the castle, so I got 5, I think, of the 7 gems.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, you get the last 2 on the last 2 bosses, I think. So yeah.
Bugger. But yeah, really, really fun. So that's what I've been playing lately.
Yeah.
Let's have another track.
Welcome to Shell Coffee.
Please take a seat right there in that comfortable chair. I'll be right with you. So you can browse our selection. Will you try to hide your erection? This is a classy place, so get that weird look off your face and grab a coffee.
So, do you buy coffee very often? No? What do you do for a living? Oh, I guess it isn't really any of my business. No need to be so rude. I'll just see where your coffee is.
I know this place is really nice because their coffee is highly priced, and everyone has an iPad and a Kindle in his hand, and they're all writers.
Unsuccessful writers.
In walks a man with dreadlocks, and he looks like such a cock. He buys a frappa cappuccino, gets in his 1960s Volvo and drives away.
Probably to a dick factory. Here you go, sir. Sorry for the wait. That will be £36 and 99 English pence. It's don't leave. I've made it now. What am I supposed to do with it? Yeah, that's really mature, isn't it? Yeah. You know what? You just fuck off. Fucking don't expect any more coffee for this fine coffee establishment. You piece of merde. I've never been so insulted in my French life.
Fuck that guy, he was a dick. I hope that Starbucks makes him sick. I hope he gets what he deserves. There's always more customers to serve. Someone else will come soon.
I hope.
We just got a final payment notice. We're gonna have to close the business. No fucker wants to buy our coffee. They say our prices are too lofty. What do they know?
They know nothing about coffee.
Well, now I'm living in a box, trying to survive out on the street. I'm forced to suck so many cocks so I can buy the things I need, because I'm homeless and scared.
Homeless. Homeless du fromage.
Okay, we're back. That was one of Phil's, as you might have guessed.
Yeah, that was Shea Le Coffee. It's just a bit of a silly song I came out of a while back about just douchey, sort of pretentious coffee shops and the people who go into said coffee shops. You know what I mean, though? You know, you get.
I think everyone knows what you mean.
Yeah, and the ridiculous names of the drink Gino. Yeah. It's like
triple mucky wacky-atto.
The way I see it is coffee is just gritty tasting hot water.
Well, I'm a big coffee fan, so leave it.
But even being a fan of Le Coffee as you are, I'm sure you know there's no real difference.
It's un café.
I'm sure you know there's no real difference between bloody, Nescafe Gold Blend with old Anthony Head. Should we have sex? No, let's talk about coffee. And, I'm sure you know there's no real difference between that and some shit from Starbucks. It's all the same.
Well, I drink decanter stuff now because I've always liked it, but I've never had the decanter. I got one for Christmas and I've used the hell out of it.
Is that what Mum got you?
No, it's Cat. I've been plunging away on that thing. Absolutely love my coffee. I always start with a big old decanter of that every morning. I love that track.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I've been sharing it around as much as I can, and it's just.
I want to re-record it, and obviously we've got ideas for videos.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I hate this phrase. Watch this space.
Oh yeah.
We'll get one. We'll get a video out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be great.
There's a couple of tracks we really want to lay down. There's one of mine I really want to do called I'm Amazing, which is once again about douches. About douchey attitudes.
Different kinds of douchiness though, isn't it? It's
yeah.
It's more like you say, like people who really up themselves.
Yeah.
The coffee thing, it's more for people who like, you know,
put on a show.
Yeah, it's like, look at my Kindle. It's like no one gives a fuck. Oh, you got an iPad. Yeah, woo, well done.
It's funny actually because we kind of realise as we're writing stuff, and I've only recently got into doing lyrics because I've never been that great with them before. But it's like we've both been really, really writing away and stuff, and we just realised that a lot of our music, when you're writing your own stuff, a lot of you comes out in it. Obviously, there's no avoiding that. And I just found out that basically, if you listen to our music, you'll find that we're just really angry, and we just hate so many people.
Not only that, but I can't write a serious song. You've heard some of my serious songs. I have to put in lines like my balls look like Ross Kemp and things like that. I can't do it.
I don't even attempt to write serious songs or make serious films. Sort of the most serious thing I want to do is still got an underlying kind of comedy element to it. It's sort of like a actiony kind of film I want to do, but it's still got comedy all around it.
Well, you don't, like you say about it being, you can't avoid showing you in your intellectual works.
Yeah.
Even in your real life, you can't be serious about stuff.
No.
It was like when you proposed to Kat. She went, "Is that actually a ring?" You went, "No, it's a bit of chocolate."
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And
in front of all the guests.
I sort of said it like, you want to marry me, probably, maybe? Something like that.
Oh, and Shane nearly gave it away as well.
Get on one knee.
Yeah. You called for quiet, and Shane went, "Get on one knee." Straight away, fucking such a wanker.
I think you were like elbowing him or something. I could hear you like kicking him or something like that. Get on one knee. Oh, my bollocks! Why'd you kick me in the bollocks when I was about to tell everyone that Tom's about to propose?
Do you remember that night as well? I was like, okay, this is probably going to be one of those nights, so I'm going to find somewhere else to stay. And Shane was like, "No, I'm staying here. I'm going to sleep on the sofa with my ear to the wall." Did he did eventually leave, didn't he?
Yeah, we made him go.
With a glass. Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, great days. It's funny actually, we're talking about we're reminiscing because I wanted to, that's going to be our personal topic today.
Shane.
Yes,
Just Shane the topic.
We haven't really gotten into him before, but we will talk about him.
We will. He'll be a character.
Yeah, don't worry people, we will explain who we're talking about one day. No, I wanted to talk
explain what we're talking about. And his Shane puns. Come on.
Anyway, I was just going to talk about sort of our past and sort of the origins of how we got here today. Obviously Phil's been my brother, so he's been there from the very beginning. All the way back from the very beginning of high school, I had a very clear image in my mind that I wanted to do entertainment based around video games. So I've known about it for a very, very, very sort of early stage. It was just getting to the point where what we do now became as easy as it is, because back when I was in early high school, the internet was still very sort of it was at its formative stages. The idea of a webcam and a fast internet connection and the ability to upload
videos,
several hours of talking, for instance, was just not going to happen. You know what I mean?
It was no YouTube back then.
Yeah. So basically, I was in like year. Do you know what? As early as year 7, I knew I wanted to do it. I'd say year 8 definitely. So I would have been 14? Yeah, about from the age of maybe 13, 14 upwards. I knew I wanted to do video game comedy entertainment, because before then I wanted to go into the video games industry, but I kind of got disillusioned from, I would say, PlayStation 1 to the end of PlayStation 1's life, I didn't really like where games were going, which is a shame because now that's come full circle and I like where we are now with games.
Everything's all come back round again.
So that's kind of come back to bite me in the arse a bit. But no, I'm quite happy with the fact that I still want to do, video game entertainment. I still think that's more me. So, sorry, I'm rambling a bit. But, to start off with, I wanted to do... The only thing I knew I really liked at the time was flash animations. It was back in the day when Newgrounds was the big thing. And I used to love series like Bonus Stage, College University, Decline of Video Games. I loved all those to pieces. And so I was originally going to make, it was going to be called Angry Gamers, simply because I am a gamer, my friends are gamers, and the majority of us were angry gamers. So, but...
yeah, and this was way before all the angry video game nerds.
Well, that's why I wanted to change, because I didn't want to be associated with that, because it was Angry Gamers more on my personal quirk, not necessarily that we hated games or were angry about games. So I wanted to escape that, because I never wanted to be negative about games, ever. It was just, I was hoping that it would just be, we are just gamers who are a bit angry at times, But so, basically what happened was, I wanted to do Flash for ages, and I used to do art at the time, but I've long since, it just sort of, I lost that overnight. I lost my artistic ability. I don't ask me why. I used to be kind of okay, but I was still very basic. But
you used to doodle stuff all the time.
All the time, wasn't it? Just one day it just kind of went. I couldn't do anything anymore. But I also didn't want to learn Flash. I couldn't be asked. So after that, it became a web series. I actually did a couple of episodes, which I will dig out one day. They were terrible.
Really?
It was a sprite comic. Basically, I was really lazy about it. Yeah, exactly. It was that kind of... See, basically, I went through the stages that most people did. It was that first they were hanging around Newgrounds, and then they went on to do little crappy sprite comics, and then they went on to make very basic films and music.
It's
and
kind
stuff
of
after
how
that.
I went.
I kind of took that.
When I got on
traditional
internet, it was
route.
about the same time. It was kind of similar with me as well.
Yeah.
When I first got the computer, the first thing I did was join like Sonic fan game communities and tried to actually program games, and then I realised I can't program for shit. So that's when I started like trying to get back into trying to do animation. And that's how I got that into that route, I guess.
It's oh god, the sprite comic, that was bad. I think I did about 2 episodes, and basically like I thought I was doing really cool stuff at the time, but it was simply just taking bits from like backgrounds of games and using characters that weren't even... I wasn't even editing the sprites, basically. It was just I was Simon Belmont. A couple of the other guys were different Castlevania characters. We had Mega Man characters and stuff. It was just... And the writing was atrociously bad. It was.
You didn't even use the fill tool to recolour them.
yeah. Didn't even bother. I was like, no, I'll be Trevor or Simon. I think I was Trevor, actually. And the writing was ridiculous. It was proper inane, teenage, long, random humour. It was just like, you thought it was brilliant at the time. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Done that. So eventually I moved on, and then I decided it definitely has to be film. But that didn't actually happen for many, many years. Like, I think I was about... I'd say 18 before I finally got hold of cameras and started doing stuff, and that's when I kind of met you, really, wasn't it? Because I was working with the guys I do a lot of. I did a lot of field work for, voluntary stuff, Media Shed, and they allowed me to use their space.
That was also where a lot of the music came from for me and you.
It was the first time we got proper gigs, wasn't it?
Because I only thought about this a little while back, but really I didn't even pick up a keyboard until I was 14.
Yeah.
And then by the time I was 16, we were doing those... Well, no, 15. We were doing those gigs with the Media Shed.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, basically, they were a little media company. They were fantastic. It really is a shame that they kind of...
Yeah,
they
in a way they sort of brought us all together.
They did, and I really enjoyed everything I did with them. It was like they had some... I eventually got... I went to New York with them. I mean, that was one of the best things I've ever done.
I should have gone too.
Yeah, I know.
Instead of that thieving ginger
stuff me in a
bag douchehead cunt fucking wanker Terry.
Bit of anger there.
I wanted to go to New York.
I know.
You got your passport done for free by them.
Yeah.
You got the free trip to New York.
They bought me my passport.
And you got paid for doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, you should have chopped me up and put me in a suitcase.
You can put me back together again.
Yeah,
But
easily done.
so yeah, basically what it was, I was
We have
doing
the technology.
Bit of sticky back plastic.
so I was doing voluntary film work with the Media Shed, and they allowed me to use their space, and I think it
It was
was
like a warehouse thing.
once a month,
Yeah, it
once
was.
a
I think it was
fortnight.
once a fortnight or
Yeah.
once a month. For
And I had
a while.
a retro gaming group where I lugged. It was a lot of bloody work. It was, wasn't it? I had to lug all of my. I had some of it was donated. You donated to Saturday and a Dreamcast, didn't you?
Well, I bought them in, yeah.
Yeah.
Use them, yeah. Such good memories of that.
Yeah.
Them retro events.
Well, it was
First
great,
time,
wasn't it?
one of my fondest memories, like the first one we went to, was walking towards it, and I could hear Streets of Rage music blasting out from quite a distance. I was like, I know where it is now. And then the first time I was going, oh, where is it? Where is it? And I was like, oh, it must be where that Streets of Rage music's coming from. Yeah.
Over there.
Yeah.
It might be that one.
Yeah, that was.
Sorry, Phil. That was mine.
Having an entire
Oh right, yeah.
watching an entire game of Streets of Rage 1 being played on that massive projection screen that
It
had
was
set up.
amazing, wasn't
Do you
it?
remember me playing Sonic and Knuckles while you were doing the music? I managed to sync up a spin dash just before I got crushed.
Oh,
with the music.
I
Do you
remember when you
remember?
were performing and Sandopoulos from
Yep, that was
and some kid was playing it, wasn't it? And he was going around in a circle for like 20 minutes
remember.
while you were performing. Knuckles just going round.
I remember I grabbed the
Switch,
controller
yeah,
off
one
him.
of them switch puzzles, wasn't it? It was just he just didn't understand it. And he was just going round and round and
I remember
round
somebody
and
went,
round.
the girls getting annoyed, and someone went, "Oh, he's only a kid." I went, when I was his age, I was smashing the shit out of this game. But anyway, sorry. So yeah, they let us. It was my event that I sort of came in. I lugged all my gear down, and I set all these tellies up all around the place. So we had the big projector with like the main game being played, and it was we basically just invited people in for free.
Yep.
They had snacks, they had games to play. And it was brilliant, wasn't it? The
So
first
good.
like 3 or 4 were
Remember
really
we played
popular.
Fib Ribbon on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
certainly did. Yeah.
I think you
just
put on like a Castlevania CD into it, didn't you? Because you can take the discount, and
Yeah.
put your own music in. So
That
you
was
put some
it.
Castlevania on it, and it was all like custom levels.
So
Still
much
want that
fun.
game so badly.
Do you know what I would give to do those events again? You know,
Mm.
maybe do it in a proper popular location,
Yeah.
a bit of budget, but you know,
Maybe in the future, sometime.
Down
Have
the
like
line,
a
yeah.
lucky hit event.
absolutely, it would be all lucky
it would be
hit, man.
amazing.
Yeah,
That
Like,
would be
lucky,
incredible.
look, I remember you were saying last week about the arcades, like
yeah.
the one you were talking
The
about.
heart of arcade.
That's
yeah.
the one, yeah.
Mm.
I was thinking that it'd be amazing to have like a lucky hit arcade.
Yeah,
It'd be really good.
Oh, well, if
like-
one of us wins the lottery.
yeah.
Well, people do it, like, because you know, your viewer skew, Kevin Smith and Jay, whatever his name is, they own a comic shop now.
Yeah,
Oh.
It's called like Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Chest or something like that.
yeah,
Okay.
So it does happen. People do these things.
Mm.
yeah.
So it'd be nice to
Yeah,
do
look
it
at
one day.
Penny Arcade Expo and stuff like that. isn't
Yeah,
it?
exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
Stuff
They've
could
gone
happen.
from just making a little webcomic to having
Yeah.
their own whole expo that all the companies go to and everything.
So basically, move this on a bit. Unfortunately, it really was a tragedy because I was so sort of upset when it eventually died down. But the interest slowly kind of waned, didn't it? Like,
Yeah.
people stopped turning up. It was just the hardcore. It was just
Yeah, it was
mainly
just a
you,
few of us, wasn't it?
Daryl.
Daryl went to all of them, which was really
Yes.
cool.
Oh yeah,
And
And
he
so he
did,
filmed,
yeah.
yeah.
He
Yeah.
filmed our
Yep.
performances.
He's always been a very.
He probably still has some of the
supportive-
footage actually.
I've got the CD somewhere. If you want a copy of that sometime.
yeah. Us
Yeah.
playing like
Media Shed was cool
Tetris
for
and
like
Punch Out and stuff.
That's right.
The
yeah.
music.
Media Shed was really good for like showing my animations and stuff as well.
Yeah,
I remember
they were
going to
just
like
so supportive, yeah.
like when they were just getting all local people and they had someone that. Who was that guy that? Do you remember there was like this performance where they had this guy with a Game Boy camera
Ah,
and a printer,
Little
and he was
Penguin.
like,
He was
yeah.
the guy that we gave our first supported gig to, and now
Oh, okay.
he's still going, and he's actually doing
Yeah,
quite
he's
well.
doing
Really?
alright.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
wow.
stopped gigging.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow,
So he got his
okay.
first gig through those retro events.
Yeah, because I remember that
Yeah.
with the Game Boy camera thing he did.
He was great. I really
Yeah, I
liked
thought it
him.
was really
Stuart, his
clever.
name was.
That was it.
Little
Yeah, he was
Penguin.
called Little Penguin. Yeah.
Mm.
He was.
Oh, that was it. Yeah. Yeah.
So Yeah. So unfortunately the retro events died out. We kind of put a stop to that in the end, and then we kind of lost contact, didn't we?
Yeah, for a long
me and
time.
you, Aaron. That is, sorry.
What's really funny is if you look at my my Blogger account, if you go way back to like 2005, you can still find articles where I've actually got the picture of, you know, that rotoscoped picture of you with the guitar.
Oh, no way!
It's still on there. You know, I was actually plugging the event. I was like, come on.
Oh, yeah,
that's so.
Paper cut.
I do still have the newspaper.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
We
It was
made
in
it
the
into the
paper?
local newspaper. Yeah.
Really?
In the
Oh, I
middle,
remember
we had a
that.
2-page
nice.
spread in the
Yeah,
middle.
we had a bloody
Oh,
2-page
fantastic.
spread in the
Yeah, I
South
remember
End
that.
weekend section. Yeah.
All about Tom's retro event and our music and
Wow.
stuff.
Yeah,
I
and there's a
remember
brilliant
that.
picture in the middle of us
remember
being.
that.
We had Sonic 1 projected over
Yeah.
us
Oh,
while we were
nice.
playing. It was such a great picture.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
me
wow.
with the
You're gonna have to
guitar and
show me
Tom with
that.
his keytar.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
Have you got it like scanned at all? Or?
I haven't yet, no. And unfortunately,
okay.
the version I've got is looking a bit kind of
Rough.
yellow.
Oh,
okay.
I will scan it though.
It is
Yeah,
about
yeah.
like 7 years old.
Yeah,
now,
exactly,
That
yeah.
newspaper clip.
And
That's cool.
so it was such a. I'm just so proud of that. Really, it's one of the few things I'm really proud of.
It was a
that.
good time in our lives, actually.
It was,
And then it
yeah.
all went to
I
shit
I
for me.
remember, I remember you introduced me to like Consolvania and all that there
Yeah,
as well.
we watched a
were
load of
playing
episodes
them
there,
on
didn't we?
Yeah.
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 And yeah, so we lost contact, and then it was a couple of years down the line we kind of met up again because I was doing another project, but this time the media shed had kind of died down there, and I was
Yeah.
working for the local library that had a media
Oh,
company
yeah,
inside
yeah.
it, Focal Point.
Yeah.
That's
And you were brought in, weren't you, to
I
help
sort
us on
of
a
joined
Lego
it.
animation?
Yeah, it was like a little Lego animation we were working on, and I sort of joined it right near the end, really.
That's right. Yeah, it was like a little
'Cause I was-
promotional video.
I think
for
I was busy on
British
something else
Council.
at the time. That's why I couldn't join in straight away.
Ah,
I
yeah.
think that's what it was. I can't remember if I was contacted late in or not, but yeah, I
I think
just sort of
so.
jumped in at the end.
Well, you were
I
brought
missed
in,
all the
weren't you,
drama,
by
didn't
the wet bus.
I missed all the drama.
Yeah.
No comment.
It was just it was too pathetic to be
Yeah.
called proper drama. Basically, one of the guys who was originally working with us on Angry Gamers when we were starting to make films, he just turned out to be a total dick. There's been a story of a lot of times. We had a guy who stole a camera from us, didn't we?
Terry.
Yeah, I wasn't going to name him, but yeah.
I'm fine to name him.
Fair
He's a
enough.
fucking arsehole.
Fair enough. And yeah, we just have
Yeah, that was how we sort of got back in contact.
Yeah, exactly. We got
wasn't
back
it?
in contact, and then it was when we changed the name to Lucky Hit just about over a year ago now. It was about a year and a month.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how we sort of arranged that because, like,
I think it
I
was mainly
remember-
through the film festival because I remember we had a meeting for the film
Yeah,
festival.
Yeah,
we
that
were
was
both
it.
volunteering. Well,
Yeah.
you done your
Yeah, yeah.
animation, and then
yeah.
we were meant to talk about the film festival. But me and
we
you
were
just
talking
broke
about
off
yeah,
and went
sort
off and started
talking
talking about
games for ages.
the start of Lucky Hit.
Yeah.
So
Lucky Hit was actually your name, wasn't it?
Yeah,
You had
yeah.
a list of
Yeah,
names.
yeah.
I made
yeah.
a big list, and most of
Yeah,
them were
we actually
terrible,
had a
but
meeting.
yeah. That
Because
one
I-
was in the middle somewhere. It was
that's
like-
right. Yeah.
Yeah, we actually had a meeting in the pub, didn't we, with all of
Yeah.
us, and
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everyone just went Lucky Hit.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Oh, I think I had about 30 different
Yeah.
names down. Some of them were really bad. I remember
I
one
had
of them being like,
nothing of any use.
one of them was like a pun on Golden Axe or something. I can't remember what it was now.
So yeah, I just thought, that'd be a nice story to share with people. It was just like how I sort of like-minded, positive passion.
I
for what you
mean,
do.
around the time you were doing the retro game events and stuff, I was doing the Dreamcast Junkyard. What that was is it was a blogger, a friend of mine, Tom, made, and then I ended up joining him on that, and then I set up a YouTube account for it and started doing all these videos for that. So that's what got me into doing the same kind of thing, like game entertainment reviews and stuff. I was really getting into it at the time, so.
funny how
Again,
things work
it's,
out,
yeah, it's funny. I was making all them videos just every so often, and then it sort of dropped out for a while. I was only doing it for so long, and then it kind of dropped off for a bit. I've done like one or two every other year, kind of. But yeah. So that was sort of what got me into the whole. When YouTube, I think it launched around like 2004 or something. I think.
Yeah.
So I think it was. Because I remember having a YouTube account as well as a Daily Motion account. I don't think anyone uses that anymore, but yeah, I think there was another one as well, but I can't remember. But I had my stuff all over the place for a while. And, Yeah, they got quite popular for some of the stuff on that as well. Especially the video I did where I was basically playing what was it, virtual tennis with the fishing controller. So that one got really popular for some reason. Yeah, lots of people saying I was a twat, but you know. Yeah.
Oh, the internet.
So yeah, it's just like I thought that was nice. That's a nice little trip down memory lane there.
I was going to say I never really recounted any of the time in the media shed. Really, when you think back on it, it's actually a really good time in our lives.
No, I've always been very fond of them, and always willing to help them out. Really, if because they do still do stuff. But
they
do.
Yeah, on the sort of
just not like events or anything anymore. Yeah.
So
yeah, they are still.
I'm feeling all choked up now and all
Emotional
nostalgia. I'm feeling all nostalgia.
Yeah.
Right, another trip down memory lane. Funny enough, actually, Phil. 2009, I think.
Okay.
This next song, and if you're watching this on YouTube, which is going to be out on Thursday, you're going to have a video with it.
Okay.
Me and Phil made a video that we're just so very proud of.
Yeah.
It is called Spare Time and Caffeine. No real story behind that name apart from what it took to make the video.
Spare time and little fee.
A little fee.
I was gonna say.
So yeah, check out this song and clip, and we'll talk about it when we come back. Okay, we're back. Yeah, that was Spare Time and Caffeine.
The song for that was written on the spot.
It was, wasn't it?
But the video was far from it. It took days to edit.
I love the way we sort of... I had the idea, we both had the idea, because we're both fond of those kind of videos where the song is cut together from the clips.
Yeah.
Like, there's no recording and putting video over it. It's the video making up the song, cutting up.
Yeah. Very difficult to do with timings.
Incredibly difficult. It was a frame by frame job. It took nearly 3 full days to do. As you remember, it took us the full day to do the first part of the song, that first riff that you hear, the one that's not that involved. And then I sort of, like you say about sort of writing the song on the spot, I just kept going to you, come up with something funky. It's just like, I'm the most annoying person ever, because I couldn't write anything decent myself, but I was just like, come on, hurry up.
but saying that, you know what I'm like, I do just...
You just kind
of music,
and it just come up with that brilliant little riff, which then became like the really complex bit that took the extra 2 days.
So worth it though. I love that video.
Well, I think we definitely need to make a second one that's HD and faster and more going on,
and more funny, and
because I think now we're sort of definitely capable of that. So I don't know. Maybe let us know in the comments if you think another a Spare Time 2 would be a good idea.
Yeah.
It's one we're definitely in the mood for. We really want to start pushing our music again now because we've
definitely.
been out of the game for too long.
Yeah, definitely.
Start getting some local gigs and stuff. That'd be good.
Yeah, I'm
great.
definitely up for gigging again.
Yeah.
So kind of winding down now. I think I say that quite often. Does anyone have anything to add?
Not really.
I suppose all I can say is a couple of videos are coming up. We've got GTA coming out next Tuesday, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, on the 17th of September. I'm going to be getting that on release date, and I'm going to get a review out soon after as that, because I've been looking forward to this for a while now. But look forward to the next kind of few days, maybe the weekend. I'm thinking definitely the weekend at the latest. I'm going to be getting out a very brief retrospective on the Grand Theft Auto series.
Okay.
Me and a friend of mine, we're gonna Kyle, who hasn't, he's going to make his debut actually. Kyle Burgess. We're going to be briefly going through each entry of the series from the original Grand Theft Auto, the top-down fantastic game, all the way up to GTA 4 and its expansion packs. Like I say, very brief, very quick, but because it's mainly about our opinions on the series, like our personal highlights,
that's
things
cool.
like that. So look forward to that one. We got the next full episode very much on the way. We got some great little, like really fun little bits there. We're quite happy with.
Yeah.
Just as Phil said earlier, watch this space.
Also got I'm going to start releasing a series soon called Gaga and Cherry Faff About It, and it's basically these are going to be like highlights of when me and Stacey do like live streams of dumb games. Yeah, every couple of weeks, like when she comes around my way. Basically just playing dumb games, and it's just going to be all cut down into about 20 minutes each one. So hopefully we should be able to get the first one of those out soon.
Well, I've sat in on a couple of these live streams, and I can say, the highlighted version, I think you'll be in for a treat.
Yeah, so we've got those. So that's cool. So we've got quite a few things on the way.
Games that kick my ass. Skyrim Part 2, that was meant to be out last week, but I've had computer problems. Rendering in general, looking at videos is becoming a nightmare. I mean, you've both seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it when I went round yours. You were just trying to show me something. It just went sad face. Windows 8 sad face.
Oh, Windows 8 is
it's so annoying. It's just like the smiley of a sad face. Just going at you. So you crashed.
Oh, whoopsie doodles! Oh, was that several hours of work? Pew!
It's the most annoying poo screen they've ever made.
It's just like that. Just makes you
just
more angry, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like when a game tries to be funny with their game over screens, and actually just makes you want to put your foot through it and go like, oh, game over.
Or like Guitar Man.
Aww. Yeah.
You lose.
Remember our friend Tony? That
he was never my fucking friend.
It drove him crazy, didn't it? And then there was that day we pushed him over the edge, didn't we? Like he was getting really upset. He kept dying on this mission on Guitar Man.
Okay.
And he just come up with, you lose. And then he went silent. He threw his controller on the floor. And there was a bit where we was looking at each other, and I just went, is that you, Tony? Oh my god! Yeah, like the one that really got me, and I think this is actually kind of ruining a bit of a joke in the review, so I apologise. But when I eventually get around to doing Retro City Rampage, if you lose several lives on one section, it will come up with this really cocky screen. It will have like the main character like with this really cocky little pointing his finger up pose, and it says pro tips. The sort of it's laid out like a Nintendo magazine. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and it gives you like a couple of really sort of simple, you already know tips. And this one time I got really annoyed with it was like I think it was the penultimate last boss of the game, and I just kept messing up. And this was like the sort of third time I saw the pro tip screen come out. I just remember chucking the controller down and shouting, "Pro tip! I'll give you a pro tip. Finger my arsehole." And yeah, that made us chuckle for a while.
You say the weirdest things when you like rant about stuff.
I do write better when people wind me up, so that's what I need. If I
You're
need
obsessed
to
with
write.
fingers up bums as well. Do you remember the Mario Galaxy? You said, "Oh, finger my bum."
Yeah, I think I was just tired and I was just taking the mick out of Mario, wasn't I? Yahoo! Finger my bum.
I think you've got like repressed sexual tension or something.
This reminded me, I've got a little bit of personal news, but it's nothing to do with
Talking about
fingers.
bums.
I was actually thinking because you mentioned Mario. Because I met Charles Martinet.
You said
yeah,
did
didn't I?
you,
Yeah.
lucky bugger?
Yeah, he was up in London on Oxford Street, in John Lewis of all places. They just had like a little Nintendo corner in there. And
So he wasn't just buying stuff and you came up and harassed him.
no.
Are you Charles Martinet? No, I'm Dave.
No. There was, when we got there was like a massive queue for it, and what it was is he had 2 sign-in sessions, one from 11 till 1.
Right.
One from 2 till 3, and we were planning to go to somewhere else after that. We were going to go to like a Sonic meet, which was just like a bunch of mates at Regent Park. So really, we needed to get it done that time. So we got in the queue as quick as we did, and we were in the queue for about 2 hours. We almost got cut off, but luckily they did cut it off at one point, but it was far back from where we were. So luckily we got in just about. He was there for longer than 1 o'clock. He stayed for a bit longer, so that was handy. And,
he does a lot of these though. I'm sure he's used to it.
Yeah, definitely. So he's really charismatic, you know. He's a great
everything
bloke. And he
I've
can just
seen-
put the voices on like that as well.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's great.
Everything I've seen of him, I mean, I'd love to meet him in person, obviously, but everything I've seen of him...
It was a bit of a rush getting to meet him. I only got to meet him
Yeah.
for like 2 minutes or something, but it was still really cool. But yeah.
But like, everything I've seen of him, he just admits pleasantness. He just hits you
definitely.
with his pleasant beam.
Yeah,
as soon as
exactly.
you come near him.
Yeah.
It's just like, he gives off this really
Definitely.
nice sort of innocent kind of charm.
Yeah.
Honestly, he's one of those. He's right up there on the list of gaming heroes I have to meet because
Definitely.
it's just such a. It's nice to see such a.
I
nice
was
guy.
I was a bit disappointed. It was a massive queue, and it was obviously expected because I was really hoping I might even be able to get an interview out of him. I even wrote down some questions,
That'd be
but
super.
yeah, it's never mind. Maybe another time if he's at an expo for days or something. And he's not got as much people.
Yeah.
Like, in a massive queue all day. I don't know. Maybe one day. I did get one little thing about him though. So did get something, which is pretty cool. Well, Stacey managed to get she got a copy of Paper Mario 1000 Year Door signed. And what was really cool is each time he signs something, he like adds a little thing to it. Anytime it's a girl, he always puts Princess such as that. So it was like Princess Stacey. On my one, it said Super Aaron.
That's
Super Aaron. And he puts like. And any time there's a picture of Mario on the thing you're signing, he puts wahoo right next to it. Like scribbles wahoo next to it. I got him to sign my little the booklet out of the 25th anniversary box set they did. You know, the one that had Mario All Stars in it and the soundtrack in the booklet. I got him to sign the booklet. So that was cool.
Brilliant.
So I think I'm going to use that booklet for any other Mario type people I find, and then he can sign another page or something. That would be cool. So that was really neat. And then after that, I went to the park and met with a bunch of Sonic mates and just talked about deviant art and stupid stuff. How fans annoy us. And I think someone actually had a Sega Nomad with them as well, which is kind of cool.
I did see the picture of you at the Sonic meet, and I just found it really funny because you and Stacey both come from the Mario thing. You were both wearing
we were
Mario
both wearing
shirts.
Mario shirts. I was actually almost tempted to bring 2 shirts with me and trade them, but I thought I think everyone guessed that we'd just come from that because I think a lot of them have heard of it. But
It's like
we're going to a Mario
the
thing,
wrong
and then we're
thing
going to a
to turn
Sonic thing. Yeah, but I guess that Saturday, this last Saturday, was sort of like a catch-up thing, really, because we missed Charles Martinet. He was at an expo a while back.
That's right.
I was too busy to go. I was too busy to go there as well. And Stacey had hen night for her sister that time. Right. And then obviously Summer of Sonic, we couldn't go to that because Stacey, the same sister, had her actual wedding on the same day, so obviously couldn't go to that. So it was kind of like a making up for it day in a way. And then after that, we went to Westminster, where the Namco Funscape and that is.
Oh, you went back there?
Yeah, we had Wagamamas there, and then we were going to go in. We did go into the Namco arcade, and we were going to play some arcades and stuff, but we didn't have any change on us, so we had to find a cash machine. The cash machine in there charged you £2 just to use it, so I was like, nope, not using that.
Yeah.
So we just walked until we found a free machine. Took us an hour just to find an actual. We had to walk down the entirety of like Westminster's, like the whole road, just to find a free cash machine. So note to self: if you're going to Westminster, make sure you got cash on you, because there's nowhere to draw money out. There's loads of there was like a whole like market there of like all indie shops and stuff, but obviously they don't have like credit card machines or anything, so you have to have money when you get there. You just have to have cash, like for the arcade.
Luckily we did, didn't we?
So by the time we actually found the cash machine, it was like, it's getting late now. We're just gonna go home. So we didn't actually get to go on the arcades. They had that they had that ticket version of the original Pac-Man in there, but it was like twice the price it is in Southend. I think it's 50p in Southend, but it was £1 there. So
London
maybe
inflation.
not. Yeah, definitely. So yeah.
Congestion charge.
But they had they had even more nice Pac-Man stuff in there. Do you remember how all the ticket prizes were like all really nice Pac-Man stuff? If you got loads of tickets, they had like headphones and more different mugs and all kinds of cool stuff. Now it's like I just want all the Pac-Man things. I've got the mug that when you pour it in, like all the level fills in. That's really cool. So I got me that for Christmas.
I'd love a mug that when you're actually drinking it, it's like.
That would get annoying after a while.
No, that would get more awesome as time went on.
Sorry, I just noticed something, right? We're in a smaller room today. It's got the effect that you were talking about.
I was noticing. There it is. Let's record a song.
Right, get the auto tune out. Crank the auto tune up.
I guess I've got just one more thing to bring up.
Go on, sorry about that.
Yeah, when I was talking about like Dreamcast Junkyard, it was like one of the first like gaming blogs that I got into and like started doing videos for and stuff.
I've recently gone through a lot of those videos and I absolutely love it. The other guy who goes on there as well, the guy who did the British Shepherd.
Oh, Barry,
he's quite a laugh.
Yeah, he's great. Back in 2009 we did like this giant poll thing with every single game on it as like a top 100, and I actually did end up writing an article. I don't know if you've seen it, like the whole. I did like a top 100 article. I actually wrote paragraphs about every game on that list.
Wow.
And that was for the 10th anniversary of the American launch, which is 9th of the 9th, 99. Yeah. And that was just a couple of days ago.
It was, yeah.
Like the 14th anniversary of that.
Yeah.
And so I decided that I'm going to do that again, sort of do a recount and update it.
Excellent.
So, because obviously a few indie games have come out since
I was about to say,
as
you've
well.
got a few more games on the list,
Yeah, exactly. I don't even think I had every game on the list, because when I was looking at my old videos I said 350 games, but this time around it was like 550 games. So I don't know, there definitely hasn't been 200 games in that time. I must have just missed out a load of stuff. But yeah, I'm basically doing the poll again. We've set up the poll with every single game on it, and we basically just want people to jump in. You don't even have to log into this website that is like this poll website. You just pick what you want and vote it. And I'm going to do an article again like I did before, but this time it's going to be a top 200. I must be mad. I'm going to do an article twice as long. So I've made it so the results before the results, so I've got the time to do it.
Okay.
And what was I going to say? Yeah. So basically, we just need as many Dreamcast fans to come in and pick their favourite games. Just pick as many games as you want, because there's multiple choice. You could pick every game if you wanted. It would be weird. I mean, like, when I say there's 550 games, there's probably about 150, 200 in there that are just crappy anime dating sims that only come out in Japan that nobody plays. So, it's I only started that a couple of days ago, and the is the 17th or the 18th of November, and then the results will be on the 26th, I think. 26th of November, because that's actually the 15th anniversary of the Japanese launch, because they got it about a year before everyone else. So for the 15th anniversary we're going to have a top 200. I'm not sure if we're going to be doing videos for it. Last time, what happened the first time round is I was editing together a whole top 100 video thing where I just had clips of each game. Yeah. It was a nightmare. I managed to get up to about 85 or 70. Yeah, it was just ridiculous.
Jeez, I bet it
Especially
was.
with like the equipment I had back at the time. I had to record the footage onto a DVD recorder and then convert the DVD footage and then get it all into Premiere Pro and all that. It was an absolute nightmare. I mean, to be fair, it'd be easier to do now, but I still kind of don't want to do it that way. But I might still, I'm not promising anything, but I still want to do like a summary video where I just have like the numbers and then like the box art comes up and maybe a little clip for certain games and stuff, like highlighted games. So it'd be nice if I could do that. So yeah.
So yeah, people, we're going to throw a link in the description and get on there. And if you're any kind of Dreamcast fan, or if you're, so I don't know what the saying is, worth your salt, your peanuts. I don't know.
Worth your salt.
If you're any kind of Dreamcast fan,
have you ever owned a
there.
Dreamcast at any point and just pick all the games you enjoy?
Even
basically.
if you just played it once around a mate's house and you really want to vote for Soul Calibur or something.
Yeah,
just,
exactly.
Yeah, let's get on there because like you said,
basically we want to make this the most comprehensive list
exactly
that could ever exist. If anyone's trying to get into the Dreamcast, I want that top 200 to be what they look at as the what game should I be playing? Because to be fair, there can't be. I don't think there's more than 200 great games on that system. There's probably maybe around 200 actually. I mean, I own about 150. So I mean, when I voted myself, I think I voted for over 100 as it is. So yeah, that's why I'm doing it as a top 200. Because when I did the top 100, a lot of really good games missed the top 100. There was loads of good ones like Rival Schools 2, Project Justice.
Yeah.
That didn't get on there. Loads of good stuff missed out. So I thought, if I do it as a top 200, I can pretty much fit every good game in there. I don't think anyone would be disappointed by the full list. It's just the order that we got to sort out, really. What games don't get in there, I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I'd like to see, like a huge gathering of people, get a real comprehensive rundown.
Yeah, it's a bit easier to do this with the Dreamcast. If I tried to do this with any other console, it would be impossible just to get the list of games. I mean, like 500's a lot, but I mean, if you tried to do that with like a PlayStation system, it'd be thousands. There are thousands of games on the play. Even the Sega Saturn, if you listed all the Japanese games, it'd be like 1,500 games. There's actually more games on that than
because the Dreamcast had quite a short lifespan.
Yeah, it did.
Which was
really
obviously
short.
a huge tragedy.
Another thing we should probably plug is on the anniversary, PC Wizard put out a video, and we're in it, aren't we?
Yeah.
So
that's right. Yeah, we appeared in that. Yeah.
PC Wizard just did this big 14th anniversary collaboration video where we asked some questions about like the Dreamcast launch and what we thought of it. When did we get one? What were our favourite games and all that kind of stuff. And it's basically a big collab of different like YouTube channels, and we joined in, didn't we? Yours was a bit of a rush job, but
mine was, I wanted to.
Yeah, you did want to redo it, but then you had all the computer problems.
Yeah,
but
it really knackered me up actually.
Yeah, my one's got really dodgy lighting as well. I did it like at night time, so it's just like the light in the room. It's really sort of orangey looking, but it's alright. Yeah. I mean, I could bloody ramble on about the Dreamcast all day long, like, as I kind of am. So I'll shut up. But yeah, go check out PC Wizards. It's like it's an almost hour long video. So it's. It's really good. Like, you've got loads of different, quite cool YouTube channels in
just
there.
From watching that video, I discovered a couple of channels that I thought, they're all right, and I sort of gone on them and checked them out. Yeah. That was good. That was good fun. Yeah, I'd like to do something like that in the future.
Yeah, we should do some more like collaborations with other YouTube channels.
Absolutely,
that'd be really cool.
Love to do that.
Yeah.
So fantastic. Unless anyone else has got anything to add, that is a wrap.
That's cool. That's cool. That sounds like something Ryo Hazuki would say. That's cool. When he gets one of them little capsule toys. Oh, that's cool.
I'll have some more fun. Oh, feels getting the guitar.
Didn't we do that before?
Yeah. We did, didn't we?
We actually had the keyboard that time, though, didn't we? That's alright, it's fine. Every time we mention Ryo Hazuki, he'll appear.
Being cool.
Acting cool. Yeah.
Well, that is the tune we hum loudly whenever somebody bowls it past us down the street, giving us that swaggery, twatty walk. We just walk right behind him and go, bow, 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 bow,
and they just look at you like, what are you doing?
Or they punch us.
Yeah.
Okay, I have been Murray Curry. I'm still Murray Curry.
That hasn't changed.
I'm the Gagger Man.
I'm FlattheYounger.
And that's been the 10th podcast. So thanks for listening. If you are still listening, if you're not listening, then you can't hear this. Oh, I don't know.
Thanks for all your support, and thanks for bearing with us on this particular episode, which has pretty much just been all about us.
In a way, except for the news. Yeah.
But I just thought, we're 10 podcasts here, and I wanted to just talk about ourselves.
I'm just eating crisps, don't worry.
Nom nom nom.
Lucky hit.
It's not shit.
Not shit.
Number 10, number 10, number 10 podcast. Number 10, 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 number 10.
Thanks for that, Phil.
Yeah. I don't know why I did that.
And thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Thank you.